Hello, Spokane. Welcome to today's street report brought to you by Gates Security. Today's date is March 18th, 2025. I am your host, Sergeant Miller with Gates Security. And this episode's brought to you and sponsored by Gates Security. You can reach Gates Security at gatesecurity.com or info@gatesecurity.com if you want to shoot us an email. Just coming on shift today, cruising down 4th Avenue. Looks like we have our usual subjects on the wall. There was another one back at the parking lot back there. And right before we turned onto 4th Avenue, there was a panhandler right at the corner of the freeway off-ramp and Maple. So as I was saying, Gate Security, we provide all your security needs from alarm installation and camera installation, alarm monitoring, camera monitoring. We also have a great crew of armed security personnel that can respond to your needs when necessary. So we make our way down 4th Avenue. Just a few moments ago, I was up in this area, and the Downtown Partnership fellas were out here painting over some graffiti. They made pretty quick work in the amount of time it took me to go around the block and back. They've painted what they needed to paint and have moved on. So great work, Downtown Partnership, and it's good to see those guys out and about doing their thing. Beautiful day today. Woke up to some snow on the ground, and that has since gone away, and now we're looking at partly sunny skies, about 47 degrees, and just a beautiful spring day here in Spokane, Washington. And as I look across the street here at Lewis and Clark High School, I see what appears to be somebody laying on the sidewalk, and off to my left here, let's go. Off to my left here, we got some folks wandering back and forth. Coming up past Lewis and Clark. Looks like we have some more of the street cleaning guys down Howard here, which is great. I mean, it's unfortunate that we need them, but I'm super glad that they're out there to try to keep our city looking clean. And making our way towards the Westminster Church. And it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes there's activity, sometimes there's not. Looks like we got some new graffiti on the K-rail there. And we're going to make the turn and go down to 3rd Avenue. Got some folks loitering. All right. So getting onto 3rd at McClellan. We got some pedestrian interference. Got some panhandling up ahead here on the right-hand side, corner of Brown and 3rd. Quite a bit of garbage. I've noticed just in the last couple of days an uptick in the amount of garbage that's on the ground, on the sidewalk, on the street, and even on some private property. And as I'm looking ahead towards Division, appears to be someone on the left side. As we get the green light here, you'll see him as we roll up. It's like a large shopping cart full of items. We've got some pedestrian interference and panhandling at the Division Street off-ramp here. And this fellow with the stick doing something. Looking at Exxon, looks pretty decent today. There's only 2, 3 people, 4 people hanging out in front of Exxon at 3rd and Division. 2nd and Division, the 7-Eleven's got quite a few people hanging out there. And Pacific, or not Pacific, that was first. There was someone laying on the ground. Got some new graffiti on the buildings down here by First. Some loiterers on the junction to Sprague on the east side. And it looks like we got someone setting up camp up here on the, I call it the landing, but basically it's the grassy area. I believe it's owned by the railroad. Pretty popular spot. And we're gonna go into the Brown Street Viaduct here. East side looks clear. And the west side looks clear. I can honestly say I think that's the first time in probably 3 months I've seen no one inside of the viaduct. Coming down Pacific towards State Street, we've got some folks hanging out, lingering on the street. There's shopping carts and all their belongings, sitting and lying. Pretty good sized group. There are about 10 folks huddled up. Lots of garbage on the east side of the road here.
Horizon Dyer, Charles, Mary William, 5514.
And not too many loiterers outside of the Catholic Charities apartments there at State and 2nd. Other than the garbage, I don't really see a whole lot more damage to the old Les Schwab building on 2nd and Brown. Actually, looks pretty good. Looks like there's a panhandler across the street, though, over there by the Amerimart.
Would you be so kind of medics for a kid in seizure and give those people we'll meet them out front?
And we're just making our way down 2nd Avenue. Again, beautiful day. Typical spring day, I guess. Sun's out. There are some dark clouds off in the distance, but nothing horrible. A couple folks hanging out in the parking lot right there just before Stevens on 2nd. Looking down to the Stevens Viaduct, there's a number of people down there. Appear to be on the move, heading southbound. Yeah, it looks like there's a few folks hanging out down there under the viaduct. Continuing on our journey,
No, it's a 1322.
We're at Howard. As we make our way down past Post. Looking
North
pretty
View at
good.
22, Charles Paul Frank 9188.
And passing Lincoln. A few folks on the street or on the sidewalk here in front of the Women's Hearth, 920 West 2nd Avenue. But there's normally a few people hanging out there. City Gate, it's got a couple people hanging out, and then a handful in the back here, which seems to be the new normal. As we make our way to Jefferson, appears there's a person sitting on the ground. I believe that's the Toyota dealership. Part of, anyway. Part of the Toyota dealership. And we're gonna circle around the block here real quick. Go hit the Hope House, which looks like there's quite a few people hanging out here. We're gonna come around through the alleyway. That way, oh, we got some pedestrian interference right in front of us. How about that? Wow. And as I look to my right, I look down to the next block down, and before the stoplight, more pedestrian interference. Isn't that incredible? And this guy across the street here is just kind of hanging out in the middle of the street. Not really sure what he's got going on. All right, we're going to go around the block off of Jefferson, through the alleyway, and back over to Adams. Let's see what's happening there. Here's that panhandler I pointed out earlier.
Out of 2, Shannon here has Eli.
And we've got some folks in the alleyway.
Joey?
All right, continuing on our journey from 3rd and Adams. We're going to motor on down the way here. Roll out towards Peaceful Valley, see what's happening down there.
Looks like the property belongs to Rin Built Homes, LLC. Now Grandpa has left on a bicycle going northbound. 93114.
Okay, as we continue down 2nd Avenue, across Maple, come by the Rosars. Nobody on the landing here. That's good. Let's see what the 4th Street viaduct looks like. Yeah, that's not terrible. And this camp seems to be getting bigger behind the on the south side of the Rosar store. And 4th Street viaduct's got some folks down in there. That's pretty normal. It's kind of wild what we consider normal. And looking down towards the Latah Creek area, there were some folks on foot, and Another person just popped up. This camp's gotten bigger since yesterday. It's like they're just spreading out. And if I were to, well, crossing the high bridge, coming up on the Sunset Market here. It's got some folks on foot. And we're going to make the connection here to Government Way. And I will tell you, the camping has increased out in this area. Yesterday, received several calls for homeless encampments for clients that we have out in this area. So, with summer right around the corner and fire season, we all have to be extra vigilant for those things, right? Bunch of garbage. It's sad to see because I love this area. This is probably one of my favorite parts of town, and it's frustrating and sad to see so much garbage and, you know, just the human toll that's been taken out here. It's pretty sad. So, yeah, looks like we got one car down here on West Riverside, and somebody off the road there. You may or may not have seen it on the camera. Guy sitting back there on a rock.
You bring me for a collision.
People's Park, the parking lot is full.
Do you want medic started?
I'm fine, I'll check on the other vehicles.
Copy. You start for 10. Can you divert for him until he
We got
dies?
somebody on foot. It is kind of interesting because some days you'll see not much, and some days you'll see quite a bit. Coming up and down the road here through Peaceful Valley. It's actually kind of interesting. So, as we're coming up the hill here, do want to thank our sponsor again, Gate Security, for providing their services. Again, Gate Security provides alarm installation and camera installation, as well as monitoring 24 hours a day. In addition to their patrol services with armed patrol officers available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Gate Security is here for you. To get in touch with Gate Security, you can reach out to us at gatesecurity.com, or you can shoot us an email to info@gatesecurity.com. And last little spot here. Once again, I am Sergeant Miller. Happy to be guiding us around Spokane today. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for joining me for this ride along. And I hope you all have a great day. Hope the sun stays out, and we'll see you next time around. Take care.